Welcome to Let's Talk Football with me, Chris.
And me, Richard.
The podcast bringing you the latest in football news. Every week we discuss all the big talking points from the world of football, discuss all the action in the week to come.
In this week's podcast, Haaland makes an instant impact for City. Mitrovic gives Fulham a good start to life back in the Premier League. Tottenham shine against Southampton. Arsenal show promise against Palace. And what the hell is going on at Manchester United?
The first weekend of Premier League action has not disappointed us, so let's talk football. Or we don't have to, actually.
Yeah, we
We
do.
don't have to.
We
No,
do.
we don't.
We have
We
lots
can
to
just
talk
move
about.
on. We cannot talk about anything to do with football this week. You can all go on about your lives, living a much better time. I reckon that'd be a lot better.
But the people want
I
to
don't know
hear
about
what
you.
we have to say, Chris.
Yes, I'm sure they do.
I want to hear what you've got to say, and you want to hear what
I mean-
I've got to say.
I mean, well, no. I don't think people are going to be very interested in what I've got to say this week. Well, they might be. Might end up on a clip somewhere.
Probably not much,
In
I would imagine.
angry.
Folks.
Right. Where do we start?
Start with Haaland.
What a crazy first weekend of football.
Yeah.
We want to start with the man that is Erling Haaland.
I think
the
we want to start with
absolute-
Erling. Yeah.
the absolute man of all men.
The beast.
He really is. What a guy. Do you know what? I was watching him, like everybody else. And, I'd seen him play for Dortmund a few times, but I'd never realised how quick he is.
Yeah, he's quick over the ground, isn't he?
He's rapid.
I mean,
He's, what, 6'2",
Yeah.
is he?
Yeah.
Built like a brick, you know what. And goes like a train.
yeah. I mean,
He's everything.
that second goal just proved how quick he was.
Oh, yeah, just lightning.
Yeah.
Lightning, that run. And then obviously you get the quality of the ball that you're going to get from
Kevin De Bruyne. We've
from
said
Kevin
it.
De Bruyne.
We've said it.
Yeah,
Since last
it's
season.
Scary. It's scary. The league is not ready.
Yeah.
We're not ready for this.
No,
it's going to be painful for everyone.
We have all
Everyone.
been put on notice.
Yeah, he just bullies defenders
Yeah.
as if they're little school children, and he wants their sweets, he wants their pocket money,
Yeah.
wants their lunch.
Going to hang everybody upside
Everything.
down by their ankles.
Indeed. Hang them up on the coat pegs, do the works.
Yeah.
All those horrible things kids used to do to you in school. But yeah, no, I mean, the City just carried on, didn't they? It's just the ongoing train.
It
They just
keeps on rolling.
keep going,
Yeah.
keep going, and they got nothing to worry about ever, really. They just kind of just carry on doing their thing.
No.
And it is pretty scary for the rest of the league. I mean, I didn't really see. They weren't really put under any pressure from West Ham at all in that game.
No, they will have tougher tests than West Ham. First 10 minutes or so, West Ham were quite on it. But
Yeah,
other than
but
that,
then
Yeah.
when you only have 25% possession over the whole game, you've done.
you're going to struggle. Yeah.
You get, especially against this City side, you've got to keep the ball. You've got to keep the ball when you get hold of it, and they just couldn't. And they paid for that.
Yeah.
One shot on target at home
Yep.
for West Ham. It's always going to be tricky, but playing the champions on the opening day,
I mean, it's not for everybody, is it?
it's not for everyone.
Admittedly, they didn't
Indeed.
have Haaland last season. I think if they'd have
They
had
didn't.
Haaland last season, it might have been different.
Well, they could have had Kane last season.
They could have done. They didn't, but they could have done.
They didn't, but they could have done. But yeah, good start for City. Easy as you were, wasn't it, for City? Just like scary. When you looked at their bench, did you see their bench?
I'm just looking at their bench now. Yeah.
It's done for. I mean, that bench could probably do a good shout at trying to win the league.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good problem to have for Pep.
It is. When you've got John Stones sat on your bench, Bernardo Silva, Calvin Phillips, Mahrez, and then the kid Alvarez, who looked pretty decent when he came on.
Yeah.
It's the league. The league's not ready. I can't look past them.
No. Especially after the start that Liverpool made.
Well, Liverpool have had a tricky start, haven't they? That's for sure. Fulham showing good heart. I always kind of felt though that was going to be tricky for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Just because you go into Craven Cottage, they've got the promotion
bounce
boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, just come up. Liverpool probably haven't had. Well, I mean, other than you say that. I mean, they haven't had a lot of warm-up games, but really considering, but they wouldn't. Obviously, they beat City last week in the Community Shield.
Yeah.
But it was odd performance from Liverpool. I wasn't really ready to see that from them. I thought that they'd be much better.
Yeah, you thought they'd hit the ground running, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, you really would. I mean, I know Germans are known for their dry humour, but Klopp's taking the mickey now, isn't it?
Very good, very good.
I mean, what's that all about? Dry pitch. Yeah, okay, Jurgen. That's the reason you didn't win.
I think the biggest thing was Fulham didn't allow them to settle. They were in their face.
Yeah, they did. They got in and amongst them, didn't they? And they did it well.
Yeah. They pressed as a unit. They didn't press in sort of ones or twos. They pressed in sort of fours or fives and made life difficult for them.
Yeah, and stops them being hurt. But I still feel that Liverpool's midfield's not right. They can't beat City this season with that midfield.
No, they do need a couple more.
It's not good enough. I mean, I think Thiago's just got injured as well.
Yes, he has, yeah.
So he's going to be missing for a few weeks anyway. But even still, I don't see they've got a lot of, they've got players that will work hard in their midfield and will run about and get amongst teams. But when you're looking for that quality, it's not going forward, it's not there.
No, they don't have anybody who can supply the front three. Yeah, they very much rely on Alexander-Arnold and Robertson to do that, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So, if you can stop them, which isn't an easy task.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not an easy task to stop those two.
No.
But if you can do that, and I think that's what Fulham did well, is they as soon as that ball went wide to those two players, they were very quick at getting out to them.
Yeah.
But when they did do it, Liverpool, when they did get into those areas, they did create.
They were dangerous,
Yeah, it's how Nunez got his goal. If it doesn't work the first time, try again.
Yeah.
Obviously, he tried the flick 5 minutes earlier. Didn't quite come off the first time, but they wouldn't expect me to do it again, would they?
No.
And he did, and it was a good, tidy finish from Nunez.
Yeah.
Could be an interesting battle for Liverpool's high scorer, let alone Premier League top scorer, if Salah and Nunez can start fighting each other.
Yeah, or they were even fighting each other for the second goal, weren't they? They were both right on the spot, and just Salah got to there first.
That's it. And then who's gonna take the penalties? That could become controversial down the line.
Oh yeah, it could. Particularly if one misses one. Yeah.
That's it. Speaking of penalties, the decision against Van Dijk. What's your thoughts?
I've seen him give them.
I thought
there was contact. It was minimal, but there was contact.
I felt he has clipped him. Whether it was enough to see what happened,
yeah,
I'm not sure. It seemed soft, but it was never going to get overturned.
No. Once the referee gives it, the VAR, we know now that they won't go, no, ref, you've got it wrong. Yeah.
That's it. And I thought Fulham stuck with it. I thought their goal was a very good goal. The first one, Mitrovic's first goal. Powering header against Trent. He was always going to win that battle.
He was always going to, he nearly knocked Trent into the Trent.
Exactly.
In that
it was a tough landing.
Yeah, it was.
But no, Fulham, good start for them. They'll be happy to get a draw against the runners-up from last season. Liverpool disappointed that they haven't got off, and obviously already giving City a 2-point start on them at this early stage of the season. But there is plenty of time for them to catch up.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. Right, so up next then, do you want to talk about your lot?
I think we'll talk about our lot, shall we? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a good performance.
It was a good performance, other than the first 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just getting yourself into it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we said on the train on the way there, how long would it be before we started sort of going, oh, great, we're back again? 15 minutes, we said, and 12 minutes it was.
12 minutes. It was close.
We were close. We were very close. But to respond how we did, it was fantastic. Obviously, Seth getting his first goal for the club. Fantastic. Yeah. Eric Dyer's header was pretty good as well. I don't know whether you've seen Salah's own goal.
I have seen the own goal. It is a magnificent own goal. It is a it is a tap-in.
It very much is a tap-in.
I've got a tap-in here, and I'm going to hit this with my left foot, not my right foot, and I'm going to pass it into the bottom of the net.
Yeah.
It was a shocker. The thing is, though, Southampton were sloppy all day at the back.
Yeah.
They gave you so much. They gave so much room and so many mistakes.
Yeah.
Not picking up with the right men at the the right person at the right time or anything like that. It was a shocker.
Yeah.
It was another shocker from Southampton.
We're probably going to see 5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to see more of the same, I think, from Southampton by the looks of things. It's going to be a very, very up and down season for the Saints fans out there.
But I have watched that Salazar own goal about 6 times, and I still can't understand how he hasn't cleared it.
I just don't know what he's thinking.
He hasn't turned his body enough, I don't think.
The thing is, he doesn't even need to touch it. There's no one behind him, is there?
No.
He could have just let it run across the goal.
Yeah. Instead, he tries to clear it.
He said he tries to clear it. He's just passed that in the net. He fancied a goal.
Yeah.
In the Premier League. I got a goal in the Premier League. Don't work like that, though.
And then Kulusevski's goal. Lovely goal from Kulusevski.
That was a really nice goal. The finish, that little pass into that bottom corner. That's what I call them. There's nothing odd about it. He just got himself in the space, calmed himself, composed himself, and then just slotted it in.
Yeah. I'm disappointed we didn't go on and get more, though. We had a good 20-odd minutes to go and get maybe 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I mean, don't be greedy.
I'm not being greedy. I'm just... they were there for the taking, Southampton.
Tottenham. Always greedy.
Well, we were trying to think the last time we gave a team a real good hiding. And I think it was the Newcastle game back in about 2018. We've beaten 5-0.
Yeah.
Like, come on. We need to... When teams are there for the taking, you need to be ruthless and you need to take them to the cleaners.
You did what you needed to do, and it's not as if Conte is going to press that amongst a team of his.
No. I think it's just the fans. We want more. We want more goals.
Yeah, but you should be lucky that you're getting 4-1 wins at home against Southampton.
Yeah. As starts go to the season, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Even though this is the thing about you Tottenham, you get always excited, and then you always demand more, and then what happens?
I want more.
You choke it.
I want
more.
So
what I would do is I'd be very happy with the start that you've made to the season.
I'm very happy with the start we've made to the season.
And I wouldn't worry too much.
And do you know who will be even happier?
Who?
Musa Gineppo. I think it's Musa Gineppo. When he came off, honestly, about 2 or 3 minutes earlier, Kulusevski had just turned him round in knots. And I think the man was glad to be off the pitch.
I'm sure a lot of the Southampton fans
were glad to be off the pitch by the end. But no, great start from us. Obviously, bigger tests to come. But yeah, on the right path at least.
Very much so. So let's go back then to our first game of the Premier League season.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace played Arsenal in the opening game at Selhurst Park. I felt Arsenal played very well.
Yeah, Arsenal passed the test. Yeah,
I think they've started well. They looked good. There is definitely something there for Arsenal fans this season.
Yeah.
To think about. I think there's 1 or 2 issues that may crop up in the season in their midfield.
Potentially.
But I think, but they looked tidy. They looked.
They look very good going
as a
forward.
Unit.
Yeah.
Yep.
They look very good going forward.
Yeah, they really did. But I think Saliba, he's a player.
He does look very good. Yeah, I was interested to see why when Ben White went out to right back, what they would kind of do between the. I thought he might struggle in the middle, but he was very good. Obviously, he coped with Edouard, he coped with Zaha, he coped with Eze. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he looks a proper central defender, and I think they've definitely got a player there.
They have, and it just beggars belief why they've loaned him out for 2 years.
Well, he might have needed that 2 years.
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean? You just you bring him back, and he's ready. That's how loans should work. He might not have been ready at the start of last season, and then if he doesn't get the games because he's not quite ready at the start of the season, it's hard to get into the team. So go away, have another year, play some first team football, play very well, which by all accounts he played very well last year on loan. And you come into the team, you're fresh, you're looking sharp, you're up to speed with everybody else. You've played the games, and you show your ability, and that's exactly what he did.
And Crystal Palace shouldn't be too disappointed, I don't think.
I don't think so. I mean, they defended well at times. they'll be disappointed, I think, with the manner of, particularly the own goal.
Yeah. They might
Just
even
the
be
way
disappointed with the first goal, because Martinelli shouldn't really be getting on the end of that.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a free space in there for Martinelli to do that. Coming from a corner, it's always disappointing to concede from a set piece.
Yeah.
But overall, Palace, I think you showed signs that there's a lot to come from you still this season.
First 10-15 minutes of the second half, it was like, hello, we might have a game on here.
Yeah. I mean, it was a pretty even game overall.
Overall, yeah.
But it was just that extra bit of quality that Arsenal had.
Yeah.
The extra bit of stability that they showed at the back.
Yeah.
That I think made the difference in the game.
Definitely.
Arsenal fan TV unbearable this weekend.
Oh, I didn't bother watching.
But I'm pretty sure. It will. I'm pretty sure at some point in the season.
Oh, the fireworks are coming, mate. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we'll get some drama at some point in the season. I'm sure. Right then. I don't want to yet. Let's go to Newcastle.
All right, Newcastle.
I want to go to Newcastle. I want to go to Newcastle because I want to talk about Shah and that absolute belter of a goal.
Oh my word! What a goal!
You know what though?
Yeah.
He scored one exactly the same last season.
Yeah, he's got those in his makeup, definitely.
No, I mean exactly the same. It's almost the exact place on the pitch. It goes in the same corner of the goal. I think it was either West Ham or Burnley. I can't remember.
Right,
I just remember seeing the claret and blue shirts. It's like picture perfect, the same goal.
Obviously, Nottingham Forest hadn't done their homework.
No, honestly, well, to be fair, what homework can you do? And that goes screaming past you. Probably at 60 miles an hour.
I mean, you could. Yeah, okay. Point taken.
It was a rocket. It was a rocket.
It was a very good goal. Yeah, very good.
I think even Callum Wilson's finish.
Yeah, tidy
was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Outside the foot, lobs the keeper from the 6-yard box on the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, that one. Good finishes from Newcastle. Callum Wilson good at scoring goals on opening day of the season.
Definitely, yeah.
So he's done that again. I thought Forest were very disappointing.
Yeah, they'll take time to gel, Forest. Obviously, they've got so many new players.
That's the thing for them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to take a while for them to
get into a rhythm. Yeah.
It's just whether they can get into that rhythm quickly enough. Because after watching Forest, you're thinking, that was my overall.
You thought,
my overall thoughts on it. It's just like,
yeah,
it's not looking good for them.
Yeah,
I want Forest to stay up.
Yeah.
But after Dean Henderson was off running his mouth, not so keen anymore.
Oh, you're not? No. In fairness, that was quite a blistering interview. Yeah.
I want that. It's odd. It's such an odd decision from Dean Henderson, though.
Yeah.
He's still employed by. Is he forgotten? He's still employed by Manchester United.
Can't knock his nose to spite his face.
Yeah. Is he still forgotten that? You're still a Manchester United player. You're only here on loan, Dean. You've only come out on loan.
Yeah.
But it's this idea that he had this entitlement that he was going to waltz in to be the number one goalkeeper when you've got David De Gea playing the best football he's probably ever played.
Yeah, David had a great season last season.
Yeah. He started early.
Yeah.
Got in, did the training, because I reckon, obviously, if that conversation happened with Dean, the other opposite one probably happened with David.
Yeah.
To say, look, you're not going to start as a number one. Dean's going to start as the number one next year. And then David's come in, worked his butt off. Dean's probably a little unlucky that COVID happened, but then come back and prove yourself.
Yeah.
Don't whine about it. Don't moan about it. Don't go leaking stuff out to the press, Dean. Right? Get on with your job.
I think it just shows the state that Manchester United are in, personally.
Oh, it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. But before we let's just wrap this up then for Newcastle. Newcastle, I think, have had a good start to the season. They'll be happy with that.
They'll be very happy with that, yeah.
They'll be, obviously, a newly promoted team with the changes that Forest have had. They play good football, Newcastle, now. It's just whether that can continue when they start to play against the more established sides in the league.
That'll be the test for them, definitely.
Yeah. And of course, they might still do stuff in the transfer market. We know.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things out there for them. Right. So, go on then. Let's go to Old Trafford.
Pull
Let's
the
just do
band-aid
it.
off. Come on.
Oh my god,
Come
it's so bad. It's so bad. It's poor. I mean, all right, we have to say, caveat it first. Well played to Brighton.
Yeah.
They came with a game plan. It worked.
Yeah.
They got in and amongst Fred in particular, closed him out of the game so that we couldn't play through the midfield because obviously he's not the best on the ball.
No.
So they were getting at him, getting the ball off, turning over on us and creating spaces and did well. I thought Danny Welbeck was the Danny Welbeck of 2012, let alone 2022.
Yes, he was.
I thought
definitely. Yeah.
he was very, very good.
He called Dalot napping.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it wasn't really. You know, there was also, you know, he ran straight past Martinez as well, but we'll get onto him in a moment.
Yeah.
You know, for the other goal. So it's tough.
It's
tough
probably
out
not
here
the
right
start that Erik ten Hag was hoping for.
It's not the start that any of us were hoping for.
No, but I suppose it's a bit of a reality check for everybody. Obviously, Rome wasn't built in a day and all that.
I mean, true, but then when you come out of that game and the first thing you hear is, "Oh, we're going to try and sign Arnautovic." Oh, that's going to solve all our problems. Thanks, guys. Brilliant. Let's get this 34-year-old man into our squad who's known for kicking up a fuss and causing problems wherever he goes. Brilliant. Absolutely sensational. Thank you very much.
In fairness, it does make sense in some way. Bear with me for a second. It does
It's not
make
happening
sense.
anyway.
It's not happening anyway, but it did make sense for a brief
It
period
doesn't
of
make
time
sense.
that
It doesn't make sense.
he was trying to bring in players that he's already worked with, and they know
No.
how he works.
No,
That
no,
can
it
make
doesn't.
sense.
Under no circumstances does that deal make sense for Manchester United. I cannot fathom for a second why you would think, yeah, okay, we'll bring in Arnautovic. I just mind blown. Like, there's got to be
There's got to
at
be at
least 20
somebody
players.
else. Yeah.
There's got to be at least 20 players that are out there that are younger, better fit for us, that are available. At least 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know what's doing. And the other one that we've been linked with, obviously now, Adrian Rabiot.
Yeah.
I'm not actually that. United fans in general are quite upset about this. I think because it's not Frankie De Jong.
Yeah.
But I think it's quite a shrewd little move. This one.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's definitely better than what we've got.
Yeah.
In there at the minute.
Yeah.
And we know he's got talent. And, you know, he'll get amongst them. He'll get in and around them. But he's better. And more importantly, he's better on the ball.
Yeah.
Than both Fred and McTominay. And I think that works for me. When I heard that, I thought that's a deal that makes sense. I know, again, he's another player that has issues. Particularly his mother is quite outspoken about Adrian's teammates when he's not playing. So she will come out, apparently, and slag off his teammates because he's not getting a game.
It could be quite interesting to watch.
That's some dynamite to look forward to blowing up. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Yes, it's not perfect, but actually, he's a solid player. Played Champions League at the highest level, playing for Juventus.
Yeah.
You know,
Played for PSG.
worked his way back into the team. He was at PSG before, but obviously the French league. But you know, he's got talent and he's good, and he's only 27. He's not like he's 35.
No.
So I actually don't mind that deal. I think that's a deal that sort of makes a bit more sense to me.
Yeah.
But it's just we're just getting hung out to dry with this whole Frankie De Jong situation at the minute.
I think you've spent
Because
far too much
We
time
don't know.
on it.
I don't think we've spent any time on it. To be honest, I think we've kind of done the deal with Barca, but we're just waiting for the stuff to kind of happen over there.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot. To be fair to Manchester United, there's not a lot they can do until everything's got sorted over in Spain.
Yeah.
You know, the truth around whether Frankie De Jong is I want to stay is about his contract or whether he actually wants to stay. It doesn't feel like he's wanted at Barca that much. So, you know, it feels to me that all of this rhetoric coming out of Frankie De Jong's camp is around his contract. And obviously, they tried to do some more wheeling and dealing Barca, but they've been told, no, you've got to pay tax on whatever deal that they've just sorted.
Yeah.
So that's kind of putting them in jeopardy of not being able to register their new players again.
Yeah.
Which, again, leaves the door open for Frankie maybe to leave.
Along
But
with a couple of others, yeah.
along with a couple of others. Obviously, there's Memphis Depay's been now linked with a move away, etc.
Yeah.
And I think Aubameyang even
Yeah, Bamiyang's name has cropped
has
up.
been
Yeah.
as a potential one to leave. So it's a mess at Barca.
It really is.
I was just trying to think. Manchester United have kind of gone, look, the deal's there. It's ready to be done. When you lot have all sorted out, we'll crack on.
Do you know what I think is going to happen?
What?
I think Chelsea are going to nick him off you.
I think that might happen, and that'll be a disaster.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Because
we don't know.
Chelsea won't haggle on the price. If they want him, they'll put the money down and go, there you go.
Yeah, but we've done it. We've done that.
Yeah.
We've got the deal in place with Barca, so it's down to the player, isn't it?
And
It'll be down to the player at that
see
point.
the turmoil at Manchester United as a bad thing? Because it's not all rosy at Stamford Bridge, to be fair. But
You say that. I think you say that. I think a lot of this stuff's been overblown at Chelsea. I think that they've done decent business.
Yeah.
I think, when you look at it, bringing in Sterling, bringing in a defender, that's what they wanted to do. Obviously, they'd like an extra one in there, and I think they'd like a midfielder.
Yeah.
But I think they've done good. They've done good business so far. Yes, they've had a lot of change at the top, but they look okay.
They do look okay. Yeah.
They look fine, and obviously, Azpilicueta's now signed his new deal.
Yeah.
Marcus Alonso will probably get his move now that Cucurella's signed.
Yeah.
So, I don't think. I think it's all been overblown, this stuff at Chelsea, and saying that they're not in that great a shape. I actually think they're all right. They played well.
I think they are. I think the biggest thing that I've noted, or the biggest thing that I've read, and sort of, it's who's pulling the strings. Is Thomas Tuchel doing it, or is Todd Bovey doing it?
You see, but that's just paper talk, and there's no way that Thomas Tuchel's not getting what he wants.
Yeah,
I can't imagine he's not involved in the conversation.
He's probably involved in the conversation. But is Todd Bovey just playing fantasy football?
Yeah, people think that, but actually, what they've signed is good quality footballers.
Koulibaly and Sterling are two fantastic players.
Yeah. And they both played very, very well against Everton. Obviously, Sterling probably could have done with putting his chance away, but I just think they've done good business.
They have
Chelsea.
done. I agree.
I don't understand.
I'm just trying to think the sort of.
I think everything's been overblown a bit there, to be honest. So no, I think Chelsea will be okay, and I stand by. I say stand by, but I think if we're being real, and I'll take my Man United hat off, I think your top four is going to be Liverpool, City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Chelsea. I think that's your top four.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal probably the closest one pushing it. I mean, we're going to be nowhere near. We're so bad. It's going to take a lot of work on the training pitch. It's going to take a couple more players, quality players, not Arnautovic, to do that for us.
It's going to take you at least a couple of summers. Yeah,
it's a mess. We are in a mess.
While we're with Chelsea, should we go to Everton versus Chelsea?
Well, yeah, I think I sort of talking about it.
Yeah.
They needed the penalty, obviously, to kind of break through, but I thought they played very well. I thought Decore was very, very naive with the way that he climbed all over.
Oh, goodness me.
Climbed all over Ben Chilwell.
Yeah, and then went, no, ref, I didn't do a thing.
I didn't do a thing. No, he just kind of just decided, I want a piggyback, please. Yeah. Essentially, is what he did. But no, I thought it was a solid performance from Chelsea. Obviously, going away at Goodison isn't easy.
No.
Isn't easy.
They've lost Godfrey to a bad injury, Everton.
Lost Godfrey, and they've lost Mina as well, I think.
Mina's probably maybe 3 or 4 weeks, but Godfrey's Christmas, probably. 3
months, isn't it? Yeah. But they have now brought in Connor Cody on loan, haven't they, for 3 months, which I think is a very good signing.
That's a very good signing, Connor Cody.
On loan for the season, sorry. I think I said 3 months there, but, they brought Connor Cody in on loan.
A leader.
So I think that's a good signing.
That's what they need in that squad. Someone to lead them.
And he consistently plays games. I mean, he was one of the most played players. He had the most minute, one of the players in the most minutes under his belt last season.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, so he'll do a good job there.
They need a number 9.
He's the right character.
That's the biggest thing they need. They need goals, Everton.
They need goals. They do need goals. I think obviously Calvin Phillips is struggling to get fit and stay fit.
Yeah.
Dele Alli just is not anywhere near the player he was. He's done.
Yeah. Damari Gray had a decent chance for him on Saturday night.
Yeah.
They just didn't look like he was confident enough to try and take it all on.
That's it. So I think there's a lot of moving to be done for Everton, but they have made it. I mean, they've signed Onana as well, the midfielder, haven't they?
Today, yeah.
What's his name? So that'll be good. So I think Everton are making a bit of moves. Will they be all right? I think I still worry about Everton.
Yeah, I do too.
I still worry about them, but we'll see how that goes. Right, it's one of the more feistier games in the league, particularly on the touchline. Ellen Road.
Yeah.
Leeds Wolves was a good game, entertaining.
Yeah. Jesse Marsh and Bruno Lage had a pointing match at the end.
They did. They had a little bit of an altercation. I don't think Lage was too happy with Jesse Marsh.
But I'm not sure why. I don't understand.
I think something happened, right, in the game, and then Jesse Marsh did nothing about it. And I think he tried to come up to him, and he tried to say sorry or something at the end of the game. Yeah. And I was like, no, you can't come up to me now and say that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, whatever. Handbags, chill out. I think that's what happened. Yeah. That was I only half heard Lage, because he was the only one that really gave anything away in his post-match interview about it. Jesse Marsh was just like, oh, no, it's nothing. It's just, heat of the moment, blah, 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 in the game. Yeah. Very, very diplomatic answer, but I think Lage was a bit more open about it. So, a good start for Wolves. I thought they thought, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Daniel Prudence. I mean, it was kind of bounced in top corner, didn't it? And it was just kind of looped.
Yeah.
As he come across it on the side.
It was a good finish, though. To be fair.
I mean, he's not really caught it like that, though, has he? He hasn't meant to do that.
But it's a good finish.
He hasn't meant to do that. I don't know how you can call it a good finish if you've not meant it. You've kind of miskicked it into the ground and it's bounced up into the top corner.
The person who's not scored many goals in his life, you take them when they go in.
I'm sure. I mean, a goal's a goal, don't get me wrong, but you can't call it a good finish. I'm sorry. You can't turn around and say that's a good finish. I'm not having that.
No, okay.
That's nonsense. On the other hand, Rodrigo had a very good finish.
Yeah, very good finish. Yeah.
For his goal, took that very neatly.
Obviously, the last remaining of him and Rafinha.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to rely on him a lot this season.
Rodrigo. I think so. I think Paddy Bamford needs to step up as well.
He does. He was unlucky with a couple of chances.
Of course, yeah, but he needs to find his touch.
Yeah. He needs a goal.
Absolutely. And then the own goal was unfortunate.
Yeah. Not as comical as ours, but
not as comical, but it was still bad positioning. I felt.
I mean, Ant Nori had a bit of a nightmare because he gave the ball away for the equaliser as well, didn't he? So,
yeah,
he had a bit of a nightmare.
And not the best of days.
No.
But Leeds will be happy. I think they needed a good start. Leeds. I think they were going to come under pressure, weren't they?
Yes, definitely.
Having lost their two biggest players in Rafinha and Calvin Phillips.
That'll give them a platform for something to build on.
Exactly, it gives them a boost, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I thought that they did okay in the end, so we'll see how things develop for Leeds. That leaves us with Bournemouth Villa.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a surprising result.
It was. You know, we were talking about strikers for Bournemouth last week.
Yeah,
we didn't mention
Kiefer Moore. We forgot about Kiefer Moore. Big man Kiefer Moore.
Yeah.
The Welsh giant that is Kiefer Moore, with a towering header to make it 2-0.
Yeah.
That's what he does. That's what Kiefer Moore does.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it for Wales. Obviously, I've not watched him loads, but when I watched him play for Wales, that's what he does. That's his thing. Get it in there, make it a ball he can attack, and he'll get over most defenders, no matter who they are. But it was they had a good start, didn't they? Getting the early goal from Lerma.
Yeah, definitely.
2 minutes in, it's done.
I was a bit surprised with Villa. They didn't really seem to show very much.
Yeah, they didn't play very well at all. They were poor. An interesting stat I saw was that Gerrard has the same win percentage Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had.
And Gary Neville's.
Was it Gary Neville's?
Gary Neville's, yeah.
It was Gary Neville's at Valencia. That was the one. That was the one. It was Gary Neville.
No one's talking about it. We are.
Yeah, we are. I've just talked about it. Is he going to get the sack, Steven Gerrard? Probably not.
Probably not.
I think somehow the levels of expectation at Valencia are probably a little bit higher than what they are at Villa right now.
Probably, yeah.
Just a little bit. So
they'll be happy with mid-table, whereas Valencia will probably we need to be in the Champions League. This is where we need to be. Yeah.
Exactly. But they'll be worried by that start though, Villa. I think they weren't great.
Tame. Yeah, very tame.
They weren't great. They didn't really show a lot of much in midfield. I thought John McGinn had a poor game. And even the guys they brought on didn't really show much when they came on. I thought Danny Ings had that one half a chance, didn't he? With his left foot, but there was no, there was no real conviction behind it.
Kamara was unlucky with one. If it turned a little bit more, it might have been interesting.
Yeah, but I think overall though, I don't think they deserved anything from that game.
Didn't deserve anything from it.
Right, one game left I think to talk about,
and that
is the 4-goal thriller at the King Power Stadium.
Yeah.
Leicester go 2-0 up.
Yeah. Good header from Castagna.
Yeah, they think they're cruising, and then Dewsbury Hill. Is it Hill or
Dewsbury
Hall?
Hall.
Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall sounds like an attraction, doesn't it? Somewhere.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Going to a manor in Oxfordshire. Let's go to Dewsbury Hall
as well. Yeah.
Go to Dewsbury Hall for the day.
Lovely.
Lovely day. Makes it 2-0.
Yeah.
And you think Leicester are cruising? They're at home. They're 2-0 up. And then, you start to worry. We were talking about how we were a bit worried about Brentford.
Yeah.
But they've got that fight.
They have. They've got that spirit about
fight.
them. Yeah.
And they've got an Ivan Toney.
And they've got Ivan Toney up front. That does help.
And why they've still got an Ivan Toney? There is hope for Brentford.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I thought he played very, very well. Again, being that man in that second half just to make it. I thought they showed a bit of fight, didn't they, Brentford?
They did, yeah. They showed a bit of fight. Obviously, as you say, going 2-0 down, it's never ideal away from home. But they kept making chances and they kept playing the ball. They kept doing what they were doing. And, yeah, obviously, Tony gets them back in it at 2-1. And then Josh De Silva's goal was very good.
It was a good goal.
Yeah.
It was, indeed. So, no, good start for, well, I mean, they both dropped points, but when you come out of that game after 90 minutes, if you're Leicester, you're very disappointed.
Yeah.
And Brentford are
take their point. Yeah.
Happy with their point. And Leicester need to do some business.
They really do.
Leicester need to do some business.
The squad is so small.
Yeah.
All right, they had plenty off the bench that they could bring on, but they lose a couple of players from that team, and they will be in deep trouble.
Well, that's it. Yeah. They're struggling, and everyone else around them has at least attempted to improve.
Yeah. And
so we'll see
talking about selling players before
they
can buy, and it's ridiculous.
Well, that's it. That's it. It's unexpected, really, from Leicester. How they've done business over the last few years. It's very strange. But we'll have to just keep an eye out over the next few weeks through the transfer window, and see how they go. Is that it? I think we've done them all now, haven't we?
Yeah, all 10 games are done.
All 10 games done. Right, up next then, I assume you want to take us around the world to see what's going on elsewhere.
We are back to go around the world. And we start in France, where Ligue 1 returned with PSG, now under the management of Christophe Galtier. They won 5-0 against Clermont, with Messi scoring an absolutely beautiful overhead kick. Aaron Ramsey scored seconds after coming off the bench to secure a point for Nice at Toulouse. In Germany, the Bundesliga began very much how it ended. Bayern battering somebody. This time it was Eintracht Frankfurt. 6-1 with a debut goal for Sadio Mane. Across the pond, LAFC continued to dominate the Western Conference with the help of now Gareth Bale in their ranks. He came off the bench to score as they won 4-1 against Real Salt Lake. Wayne Rooney's DC United, obviously Wayne has moved across the pond as well now. They drew 0-0 with the New York Red Bulls. And just the second weekend in the EFL where Watford's Ismail Assar scored from his own half, but he later missed a penalty as they drew with West Brom. Blackburn are the only side left in the Championship with a 100% record, with 2 wins from 2. The rest of the other major leagues in Europe start in the coming weeks, and the A-League returns in early October.
Well, there we go. Lots going on around the world. I mean, Messi's overhead kick, he did require the floor to hold him up.
Yes, but it's a good technique nonetheless.
He just kind of fell back. Like even more of a tricycle than a bicycle, wasn't it?
I believe the term I used was overhead kick.
Yeah, but I mean, if we were to think about it.
A tricycle.
If we were to think about it.
Never heard of a tricycle kick.
Well, it's where you put your arms on the floor and you kick the ball over your head.
Is that how you score an overhead kick? Tricycle kick.
No. I mean, you don't have to put your...
You don't have to.
Anyway, never mind. Right.
Move on.
I don't know what he's going on about. So then, Donis Avdijaj, if you are listening to our podcast for the first time, we like to follow for a season a football manager wonder kid of the past to see how their careers developed, given what the scouts were telling us on Football Manager. This season, we've gone with Football Manager 2016 wonder kid hopeful Donis Avdijaj, a Kosovan, playing European football. So, Rich, tell us, where is he? How are preparations going for the season ahead?
Well, the Swiss Super League, now bearing in mind everybody is having to start early this year, the Swiss Super League have already played 4 games.
Blimey.
They're flying through their season. So FC Zurich are currently bottom of that division after a defeat at the weekend to Sion. Lost 3-0.
Right. Hey, how's
Avdijaj,
Donis doing?
he did play the entire game. Didn't really do a lot, but obviously he's only been with the club about a week.
Yeah,
he's
just
given time to develop and bed in. New signings, they need that time. As soon as he's up to speed, he will be fine. But yeah, no, just the 1 point so far for Zurich.
Just settling in. He's just settling in.
Yes.
No problems whatsoever there, I'm sure. Right. So he's doing all right. He's doing okay.
He'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay, so let's then have a look at this weekend's Premier League fixtures.
So we start on Saturday lunchtime this weekend. Aston Villa taking on Everton at Villa Park. There are 5 games kicking off at 3 o'clock. Southampton take on Leeds. Arsenal take on Leicester. Brighton take on Newcastle. Manchester City take on Bournemouth. Wolves take on Fulham. Then it's Manchester United taking on Brentford at 5:30. Chris will very much have his eyes covered, I would imagine, watching that one. 2 o'clock game on Sunday is Nottingham Forest versus West Ham. Their first home game back in the Premier League. Before 4:30, Chelsea taking on Tottenham. Then we've got Monday Night Football this week as well. Liverpool taking on Crystal Palace.
Lots of interesting games this weekend, I think.
Yeah.
Some real good stuff to look forward to.
Yeah, little acid test for us right at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, absolutely, and you need that. You need that. See where you are. But yeah, so thank you all for listening. And that pretty much wraps us up this week. Please do get in touch with us if we've not mentioned something about your club that you want us to talk about. Do let us know. You can tweet us at Let's Football Pod. You can email us at letsfootballpod@gmail.com. So you can send us an email there. We'll be back next week with all the news from the latest runs of games. But for now, everyone, stay safe, subscribe, and we will see you all soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.